عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. ويوم يحشر أعداء الله إلى النار فهم يوزعون حتى إذا ما جاءوها شهد عليهم سمعهم وأبصارهم وجلودهم بما كانوا يعملون. وقالوا لجلودهم لم شهدتم علينا؟ قالوا أنطقنا الله الذي أنطق كل شيء وهو خلقكم أول مرة وإليه ترجعون. وما كنتم تستترون أن يشهد عليكم سمعكم ولا أبصاركم ولا جلودكم ولكن ظننتم أن الله لا يعلم كثيرا مما تعملون. وذلكم ظنكم الذي ظننتم بربكم أرداكم فأصبحتم من الخاسرين. فإن يصبروا فالنار مثوى لهم وإن يستعتبوا فما هم من المعتبين. وقيضنا لهم قرناء فزينوا لهم ما بين أيديهم وما خلفهم وحق عليهم القول في أمم قد خلت من قبلهم من الجن والإنس إنهم كانوا خاسرين. وقال الذين كفروا لا تسمعوا لهذا القرآن والغوا فيه لعلكم تغلبون. فلنذيقن الذين كفروا عذابا شديدا ولنجزينهم أسوأ الذي كانوا يعملون. ذلك جزاء أعداء الله النار لهم فيها دار الخلد جزاء بما كانوا بآياتنا يجحدون. وقال الذين كفروا ربنا أرنا الذين أضلانا من الجن والإنس نجعلهما تحت أقدامنا ليكونا من الأسفلين. إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة ألا تخافوا ولا تحزنوا وأبشروا بالجنة التي كنتم توعدون. نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة
السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. الحمد لله الذي هدانا وما كنا لنهتدي لولا أن هدانا الله، ونشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وحده لا شريك له، ونشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله أرسله بالحق بشيرا ونذيرا، من يطع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما. أما بعد، قال الله سبحانه وتعالى في كتابه العزيز بعد أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم، بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. يا أيها الذين آمنوا قوا أنفسكم وأهليكم نارا وقودها الناس والحجارة، صدق الله العلي العظيم. وقال النبي صلى الله عليه وسلم: كلكم راع وكلكم مسؤول عن رعيته، أو كما قال عليه الصلاة والتسليم. The most beautiful nasiha and the most beautiful advices and sufficient for a believing heart as a lecture, as a nasiha, as a bayan, for a heart that truly loves Allah and that truly believes in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Sufficient for that heart is the tilawah of the Quran Kareem. How is it that we can become tired of listening to the Quran Kareem? It is impossible if that heart truly understands what amazing power and treasures are being disseminated, and the illumination of the heart and the minds and the souls that is taking place, and the transformation of that mind and that soul whilst the Quran is being recited. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala wallahi grant us the true love for the Quran. May Allah make us from the Ahlul Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala always use us, our wealth and our families and children for the khidmah and the propagation of the Quran. I heard the Imam recite so beautifully in the Salah, so I told him, please stay behind and recite a few verses for us. May Allah reward him. He had some other work to do. On my insistence, he stayed behind. And it is his humility and his humbleness that he afforded us the opportunity to listen to the Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala elevate his ranks and raise him with the huffaz and the ulama of the Quran on the day of Qiyamah, inshaAllah. You know, the Quran Kareem, it is so amazing. Have you ever heard of a person saying, you know what, I'm now 50 years old and I'm tired of drinking water. For 50 years I drank how much of water, and I'm tired now, I'm not drinking water anymore. Any of the old uncles, you tired of drinking water? Yes? You can never ever get tired of drinking water. Yes or no? Yes, you will have times that you desire a soft drink, a fizzy drink, a juice, different situations. But you will never get tired of drinking water. Or perhaps we put it in a different way. Have you ever went outside one day and you looked at the sky or the sun and you say, I'm tired of looking at the sky now. How many years every time I look up I see the same thing? You never can get tired of this. Why? This is the amazing creation of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. This is science to tell us of the power and the qudra of Allah. خَلَقَ السَّمَاوَاتِ بِغَيْرِ عَمَدٍ تَرَوْنَهَا. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Just roughly what I could see, to hold this small 10 by 10, there are 13 columns and 13 pillars. Have you not looked at the skies and seen that there is no pillars and it is suspended, it is held up? It hasn't fell on your head. Have you not seen the sun and how far away the sun is to earth? But in spite of its far distance, we still find ourselves every day complaining how hot it is. The qudra and the power of Allah. Heat does not come from the sun. Heat comes from Allah. Quenching of the thirst does not come from drinking water. It comes from Allah. Sayyidina Ibrahim alayhi salatu wa taslim, he was thrown in the fire. Did he burn? Fire has to burn. The quality of fire is to burn. But if Allah tabaraka wa ta'ala does not want something to happen, قُلْنَا يَا نَارُ كُونِي بَرْدًا وَسَلَامًا عَلَىٰ إِبْرَاهِيمَ. When Allah just told that fire, قُلْنَا يَا نَارُ كُونِي بَرْدًا وَسَلَامًا. Allahu Akbar. Look at Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's love for His Nabi. Khalilullah. Allah did not just say to the fire, become cold and cool. It was sufficient. But Allah said, Kuni bardan wa salaman. Become cool and become a place of salama and tranquility as well. Allahu Akbar. A person can be in the botanical gardens, but you have got no chain and sukoon and no itminan. And somebody could be in the desert somewhere in some country and they are sleeping like a king. The Quran is amazing. If we truly understood the Quran, our iman, yazdad imanan, it should increase our iman. Imam Shatibi rahimahullah, one of the great scholars of qira'ah and tajweed, he says in his kitab, the Muqaddimah of Jazriyah, in the opening couplets of this book of Jazari, what does he say? وَخَيْرُ جَلِيسٍ لَا يُمَلُّ حَدِيثُهُ وَتَرْدَادُهُ يَزْدَادُ فِيهِ تَجَمُّلًا. We are in Quran house, yes or no? This is called Quran house. What does Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala tell us about the Quran? What do these scholars tell us about the Quran? You want a companion. وَخَيْرُ جَلِيسٍ, the best companion. لَا يُمَلُّ حَدِيثُهُ, you will never become tired of the stories of this companion. لَا يُمَلُّ حَدِيثُهُ. You take your friend, let us go for a drive. And after 1 hour your friend is talking and talking, now you say, please sleep now, thank you, enough now. Put your radio off. How much stories can you tell? The wife is talking to the husband. Before she finished the sentence, he is snoring, he is sleeping. Khalas, assalamu alaikum. You tired? The Quran will never ever betray you. The Quran is such a friend. You ask advice from the Quran will give you advice in your benefit, in your favor. لا يمل حديثه وترداده يزداد فيه تجملا. And the more you repeat the Quran, the more you recite the Quran, it is impossible that the beauty of the Quran does not increase. It is amazing. We don't see this. Why? Because to us it's not important. To us, I am more busy to know what's happening in the news. To me, it is more important for me to know what's happening in the politics and in the government. You can read how many newspapers and how many news channels you want to read. You are not changing the world. Read the Quran. It will change you. That is important. If each person can say, I want to change, the world will be a better place to live in. Today you want to change the world, but we don't want to change. إِنَّ اللَّهَ لَا يُغَيِّرُ مَا بِقَوْمٍ حَتَّى يُغَيِّرُوا مَا بِأَنفُسِهِمْ. Allah will not change the condition of a people until and unless they themselves change their condition. And if you don't want to change your condition, then Allah Tabaraka wa Ta'ala will remove you for somebody else better. Allah is Huwa al-Ghani, independent. Allah does not need our ibadah and our worship. Allah does not need us. We need Allah. So never ever feel that reciting the Quran is taking up my time. Or never ever feel that I have recited enough Quran. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala give us a link and a connection with the Quran. Allahu Akbar. Today we complain about risk. Make dua my business, Sheikh, make dua my job, make dua my this, make dua my investment, make dua. That's the only thing we ask for dua. When did I sit after Maghrib and open the Quran? إِذَا وَقَعَتِ الْوَاقِعَةِ ليس لوقعتها كاذبة خافضة رافعة إذا رجت الأرض رجا وبست الجبال بسا. That I can't do. Why? Muhammad ﷺ has told us, recite Surah Al-Waqi'ah. Your risk will be made easy. Sheikh, that is, tell me something more practical. Subhanallah. Something more practical, what must I tell you? But that inshallah, we will read. But tell me something, I can see the dollar sign moving and jumping. Ya salam. We have recited a verse in the Quran. قُوْ أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا. Save yourself and your family members from the fire of Jahannam. Our discussion today will be dealt with briefly, inshallah. I know you are all very, very tired today because you had a restful public holiday, mashallah. So we don't want to take your time. Some people, they say we need a holiday after we come back from holiday. You heard that one before? Mashallah. And some people say that we will sleep in the qabr. We will rest there. Here we have to work. We have to work on ourselves, our community, our family, our children. We have got so much to do. Allahu Akbar. If there is correct tarbiyah, my mind is just taking me to different thoughts. If we have the correct tarbiyah and the correct upbringing and understanding and environment in the family, and the family system, we can break it down and we can separate it into different aspects. One is my immediate family. One is my extended family. One is my in-laws who become my family. One is my community members who are my family. So many different aspects we have as our family group. The family type. Each one has got its own responsibilities, own haq, own rights and responsibilities. But if we have that family unit which is built on Iman and Islam, then we will find our children will be those who will make us proud as an ummah. There was one scholar who was walking in one locality, and he found children playing in the playground, and he saw one child sitting down and not playing with the other children. So this person, this uncle, he thought maybe the other kids are bullying this child, because everyone is jumping and playing while this boy is sitting down. So he went to the child and he said, "How are you? What is your name?" And then he said, "Something wrong. Why aren't you playing and jumping with your friends?" And he asked him, "Are they bullying you? Are they troubling you? Are they teasing you?" And these things happen if we're not in touch with our children, with what goes on in their lives. We will not know what is happening. Every day youngsters are committing suicide because of cyberbullying and this bullying and that bullying. And we think it is a joke, but we don't realize that this type of behavior and bullying and that has went to different levels. In the old days, perhaps you were young, you have your own playground, funny name or nickname or something, but it was done and dusted. After school you came home, khalas, it was over. You're now with your family, you're safe. But the children are not safe anymore, because after school he comes, still someone sent him some funny message on his phone. Somebody sent him a funny message in his email, in his computer, in his WhatsApp, in his Facebook, in his this. So you are not safe 24/7, you are bombarded. We have to be in touch, in tune with reality. So then this youngster says, "No Baba, no uncle, no ammu, I've got no problem with the children. I just don't feel I can play anymore." "Why? Why can't you play?" He said, "Because in my home, we recite the Quran, and we sometimes talk about the discussion of the ayah of the Quran. We have the translation. Nobody says become the big mufti now, start giving fatwa on the Quran. This we leave to people who understand tafsir and things like that. But basic translations. So one day we were reading the verse, قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ وَالْحِجَارَةُ. That the fire of Jahannam is going, or it is made hot. It is kept burning. وَقُودُهَا النَّاسُ. Human beings will be part of the coal, of the oil, of the paraffin, of the petrol, to keep the fire of Jahannam, the hellfire, burning. So when I read that verse, when we discussed it, I said, human beings also, it means, will be there. Human beings also will be burning. And then I saw my mom. She was making the fire in the house. There's no electric power point and this. You must burn some firewood and things to make the fire. And then I saw, before she starts to make the fire, she doesn't put the big log, big piece of wood first. First she takes small twigs and you get the fire burning. Then you put the big ones inside. So I thought to myself, if Jahannam is burning, it will burn from human beings. Maybe the small ones will go first to keep it burning, then the big ones will come. When you have a child like that who is thinking so far, imagine how proud the parents will feel. That is the end result of the dua. رَبَّنَا هَبْ لَنَا مِنْ أَزْوَاجِنَا وَذُرِّيَّاتِنَا قُرَّةَ أَعْيُنٍ. Ya Allah, make our children the coolness of our eyes. Make us happy when we see our children. Today, we're only happy when we see you got A in school. Very good, mashallah. Dad, I got madrasa report also, my Quran report. You show your mom this, don't worry, inshallah. قُوا أَنفُسَكُمْ وَأَهْلِيكُمْ نَارًا كُلُّكُمْ رَاعٍ بِحَدِيثٍ كُلُّكُمْ رَاعٍ وَكُلُّكُمْ مَسْئُولٌ عَنْ رَعِيَّتِهِ. Each one of us, we are like the shepherd. We are in charge of our flock. We are in charge of the people around us. We have to know, as a father, I have got a responsibility to take care of my family, of my wife. As a mother, I have a responsibility to take care of the children in the home. As the religious person, I have a responsibility. Different segments in society have got a responsibility to different groups. But today we find that one of the greatest catastrophes facing humanity is not poverty, is not starvation, is not hunger. One of the greatest catastrophes and disasters of our age and our time is the breakdown of the family unit. Because once that breaks down, it has an impact on everything else in society. We have to understand something. That with all this gloom and doom that we see around us, with all these difficulties, we are fortunate as a family and the wider Muslim Ummah family that we can insulate and we can protect ourselves by the Quran and Tawbah and Istighfar. We can protect our children. We have got the things and the tools to protect ourselves. But you know what's happening? Why we are not succeeding is because we are looking for the solution to these problems in the daily newspaper every morning when I buy the paper. So I'm thinking, what are they going to tell me how to do this? I am looking for it in some great thinker's book. One of our teachers, Sheikh Burhaan Mehtar, rahimahullah, originally from South Africa, he would visit Australia as a guest of the local West Australian government. And he has a full series on family life in Islam. It was a series of lectures that he would give in his masjid over so many years. In those days it was tapes, you know, the TDK. These days you have to take the youngsters to the museum to see something like that. And I always joke with the students in school when I teach them. I say a time will come when we have to take the youngsters to the museum to show them what a newspaper looks like. Who's got time? And Allah save us, Allah save us, Allah save us. There will come a time when we'll have to go to the museum to see how the Quran looks like. I have got no problem with having the Quran on the mobile phone. But this mobile phone and the app of the Quran doesn't teach us love and muhabba and adab. It does not teach us responsibility. It's very easy. Where's my Quran? It's in my pocket. Have love to open the Quran, to sit down and read the Quran. There was a time when you came in the masjid. Up to now, if you go to Sana'a, if you go to some places like in Yemen, some of our friends went, and they say that it reminds you of what you can picture of Madinatul Munawwara. Before Fajr, sometimes the entire masjid, you find people sitting with the big Qur'ans there, and they are reciting the Qur'an. We don't have time. Why? It's boring. It is not in color. We want color. It's boring, black and white. Who cares if it is black and white? You will see the color of the beautiful flowers of Jannah. Don't cheat ourselves. Don't fool our children by letting them know that we love them, but we're giving them nothing but the dunya, which is the most corrupt of things. How do we say we love our children? أم كنتم شهداء إذ حضر يعقوب الموت إذ قال لبنيه ما تعبدون من بعدي. Yaqub alayhi salatu wassalam. Allahu Akbar. Can you imagine the Nabi of Allah? He is talking to his children and he is saying, what are you going to worship after I leave this world? What are you going to do? Have we asked that question? No. Our job is to ask what? How much I am leaving behind to keep my children set? How much am I leaving behind to make them comfortable? Oh my son, oh my daughter, I don't work for me. I'm working for you. Who are you fooling? Who are we fooling? For me and mom, we can eat one chapati, we are happy. We're working for you. You are really working for your child? Then teach your child how to work for the akhirah. Be there for your child. And we heard this famous story many times, where a child comes to the father and the child tells the father, how much money do you earn an hour? Just go from here, it's none of your business. You asking me these questions? I'm just asking them. Just go from here. And the father feels a bit upset later on and he goes to the room of his son or his daughter, whoever asked him the question. He said, sorry, you were asking me how much I earn per hour. You see, there's different rates and there's different levels. And you know, dad is qualified. So for me, I earn $50 an hour. Oh, very good, dad. No problem. Jazakallah. Thank you. Salaam alaikum. And the next day, the child goes to mom and says, Mom, can I get $20, please? What for? I just need $20, please, Mom. Okay. The mothers are always soft. What happens? The child goes to the room and puts the $20 under the pillow. And when the father comes home, when the child is already in bed, and the child hears, my dad has come home. So he comes out of his room to come and see the father. And the father cannot even greet his child. Are you not sleeping as yet? Can you not see how late it is? Sorry Dad. But I was just waiting for you. Yes, what is it? Yes, $50. For what? Can I buy 1 hour of your time? Take this $50. You earn $50 at work. Yes, $50. Give me 1 hour of your time. In the name of love, we are running behind this dunya. We are neglecting our families and our wives and our children. That is not love. Love is your love for the dunya. What you're running behind and after. That shows what you love. But if you can leave that to run to your family, then it means you love your family, you don't love your job. How many of our sisters, they don't see their husbands. They are left to take care of the children and strong and work so hard. In the name of the husband is working so hard for our family. And what's the point? We don't see you 5 days of the week literally. And the day when we can't see you, you drop down dead. So what's the point of everything? Did you marry this woman to leave her in the house so that you can go and accumulate this dunya when you had a responsibility to your wife and to your children? And we say that we love our families. We don't love our families, because if we love them, then we will leave them with love. Don't leave your children and your families with money. Because two things will happen. They will fight for that money, or they will spend that money, and once that money is over, they will forget about you. Or they will complain, a third thing, to say, Dad left behind too little bit for us. Leave behind memories, not money. Money is perishable. Memories is forever. Leave behind memories. Go horse riding. Go to the ocean. Play some sport. Be involved. Because if you are not there for your child, then believe me, Allah save us, Allahumma ahfazna, Allahumma ahfazna. Just like how when they are young and born and we put them in many countries in child care facilities, when we get old, they will put us in old age facilities. So we have got choices and responsibilities. Our mothers, you are the architects of society. Our young daughters and sons, they are the future husbands and wives of our community. If we don't leave behind the correct way, like I know in some cultures, the culture is what comes down, that when you get married, then doesn't matter. You still go out at night and you play cards with your friends. This is our culture. So we have to keep up with our culture. but with my deen it's fine. So we have got great responsibilities. Our families formulate communities. They say that God-fearing families form the backbones of society. Because if you have families that teach honesty, trustworthiness, respect, that will be displayed in society. And if that's what happens in society, society will be a better place. We find that the breakdown in homes today, divorce rate is alarming over petty and silly issues. In some countries, more than half of marriages end up in divorce. Why? I was telling you of our teacher Sheikh Ibrahim rahimahullah. His whole series. And what happened? He designed and he would come and formulate the series into a book form. And it was presented to the West Australian government, to the child care, to the family support system and department and stuff like that. And when they read it, and they went through the entire whole 800 and some odd pages, I recall him telling us it was formulated in. And I have some of the copies. When it was presented to the government, in a way just calling it family life, not Islam and this and that, but inside it had everything from Quran and Hadith, etc., etc. They said and they responded by saying that we wish we could make this manual law. And they said that if every household followed this manual, there would guarantee be no divorce in society. But the problem is that when we have issues and difficulties, then we don't want to turn to the Quran. We want to turn to our own understanding of how to deal with these issues. Subhanallah. Sayyidina Aisha radiallahu anha, what does she say? She says that our house was so big. Our house was so big that when Nabi sallallahu alayhi wa sallam was making his tahajjud salah, and you find actually in the stories of Tajweed, it is mentioned as well of Maymuna radiallahu anha, when Nabi alayhi salatu was salam would make sajda, then there was no space for him to put his head down. He had to move her leg while she was sleeping to find a place to make sajda. This is how big the house was. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, خيركم خيركم لأهله وأنا خيركم لأهلي. The best amongst you are those who are the best and kindest to their wives and to their family. The best, not the one who brings the most money to their family, but you treat your wife in a terrible way. We abuse our wives. The best amongst you is the one who is best to their wives, to their families. And Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, وَأَنَا خَيْرُكُمْ لِأَهْلِي. And you want the best example? I am the best to my wives. to my family. Today, you say to your wife or to your in-laws, where will you stay? You show them one small room. What they will say, my son-in-law is abusing my daughter. He doesn't care for my daughter. What kind of a person? That is not love. Be comfortable. But love is when we treat each other with dignity and with honor and with respect. That is love. My dear mothers, our mothers, they are the architects of society. What are the mothers? They deserve such honor and dignity and respect because they are the architects of society. If it was not for the mothers, you would not have functioning societies. They do all the hard work and take care of the tarbiyah of the children. But one of the scholars gave the example and said, you see in the battle of Uhud, when Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam told the archers to stay at their position, yes or no? What happened? They thought there was victory. So what they did? Jabal Rumat, yeah? They moved away from that position. And then who came from behind? Khalid bin Walid. And then we found the Muslims suffered some temporary defeat. Nabi alayhi salatu wasalam said, your position is there, stay there. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given a station and position to the mothers. Look after your station, because if you want to move away from your station, then that is when fitnas will come. How many countries, children come home after school to no parents in the house? They need somebody. Allah has put the mother there as the architect to society. Stay in your position. Because why? If you move, there will be a breakdown in that system of safeguarding the future generations. We need to be part of our children's lives. As we said, we need to create time in our homes to pray salah together, to read a book together. How many of us take the time to read a storybook or whatever it is to our children before they want to go to bed? Spend some time. How many of us? We're not pointing fingers and thinking that we are all good. We are all here to take a lesson to think, what are we doing? Do we love our children? How often do we hug our children? How often do we kiss our children? And oh my youngsters, my children, my daughters, you are never too big or think now I'm too old. I know sometimes the children, you drop them off at school, now they are 16 years old, they feel shy, their friends will see, Mom is still giving me a hug. Oh, Mom, I'm so big now, leave me alone. We're never too big. We need to hug and love our children. So find some time to create some family environment, some halaqah. And they say it takes a village to raise a child. Let the children know who the elderly people are. They should know who the uncles and aunts are. They should know who their family members are. It is of utmost importance. They should know and have respect. Part of their tarbiyah and family life is we should drag them along. I use the term drag them along, but I mean in a gentle way. They should come to know who their family is, who are our friends, because they should honor them. A way to honor your parents after they have left this world is to honor their friends. We need to leave behind our children with sadaqatun jariyah. They are the ones إِذَا مَاتَ ابْنُ آدَمْ إِنْقَطَعَ عَنْهُ عَمَلُهُ إِلَّا مِنْ ثَلَاثٍ. If you die, you close your eyes. You can do nothing, you are helpless. But if you left behind good children who will come to your graveside and make dua for you, who will give some sadaqah jariyah, who will be a means of goodness and khair to you. That is what is important. Due to time, I'll just go through these points very quickly. 4 key qualities we need to develop within our children. Number 1 is the aspect of tahara and cleanliness. And these teachings are not left to the madrasa. It's not left to the imam. Today we like to take our responsibility and give it to somebody else. We have got our responsibilities to look after our children. So teach them tahara, teach them humility, teach them generosity, and teach them adalah, justice. Teach them to be generous. What is this in our family lives, in our homes? Why do you think we have a selfish society? Because in today's society, what happens? No, this is my room. This is my ball. This is my pillow. This is my... Since when it became yours? In the old days, it was ours. So we must teach the children this aspect. There is no such thing as mine. What is this? We are sitting on one table. We are brothers and sisters. But we cannot drink from the same glass. We cannot eat from the same plate. How is it that we want to create muhabba between our children, but from a young age, we're teaching them, this is yours and this is yours. So when they grow up, they will say, well, Mom always said that was mine, don't ask me for it. You worry about your life if you have a poor life. Because all siblings don't have the equal life. But from young, we teach them, it's yours, it's yours. They will never learn. Teach them it is ours. So one day when one has more than the other, they will know it is ours. I must help my brother or sister. How many families are like that? That one brother, one sister is enjoying life holiday after holiday, luxury after luxury, and round the corner their own brother or sister sometimes have to take zakat. Is that family life? Because we have to instill in our children generosity. And we have to instill in them justice, adala, be fair. It is mentioned that once Bill Clinton, these are documented statistics which have been written down, he gathered a team, an army of intellectuals, people to come and discuss a very serious matter. And they said, what is the serious matter? The serious matter is that they had 15 million youth at risk of growing up uneducated, unlettered, and even more serious, unloved. And they thought that they will look and they will find some way of solving this problem. But you cannot just take a byproduct and fix that product. You have to fix the original. And that is in the home. Children hear with their eyes. They see with their eyes. They hear, they see what we are doing. You cannot expect to fix it up later. How I will treat my wife is how my son will treat his wife. How I make my daughter feel honored and show to my son that this is your sister, he will treat his wife like that. But today there is no tarbiyah of these things. That is why the youth are confused. And they turn to their understanding of honor and respect to Google. That is why you find husband and wife now, what happens is, this is my money, this is your money. I will buy this, you will buy that. We respect each other. Yes, each one has their own wealth, their own income, their own money, whatever it is. But where is that thing before it was there? We are a team. If you don't think of yourself as a team, how are you going to get to the finish line? You will always be opposing each other. So we must start thinking like a team. We find that we need to be in touch. One of the scholars said, this is not a cell phone, this is a hell phone. Yes, we want to give our children technology. We want to give them the computer. We want to give them the phone. But with this, we have to give them education. To say, I am giving it to you, I am trusting you. But on here there is filth. There's pornography. There's evil. Teach them and discuss it. Tell them how to use it. You have to talk and discuss. You can't just expect to be like the military army leader. And when they hear your footsteps, then everyone must stand on attention. That is not a home, that is the military. A home is where there is love. Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam, how was it? Subhanallah. If he was laying down and he saw children, the Nabi of Allah, he took the time to play with children. If he was laying down, he would get the children, they would stand on his chest. He would hold them and he would play with them. Sometimes in some narration it is mentioned, he would stick his tongue out and he would make like a face with them. The Nabi of Allah, if he saw more than one child, in order not to make the other one feel bad, he said, right, everybody stand in a line and you have turns. His arm is open, one by one run into my arm. Is it below my dignity to run and to let my children run into my arm? Is it below my dignity that they climb on my shoulders? Can't you see I'm busy now? Leave me. The Nabi of Allah was not like that. Before we enter our home, you should put one box. And every day before you enter your home, open that box and put all your problems and everything inside and close it up. And enter your home now relaxed. Don't do that to your family. Because if there is no structure, it will be a breakdown in future generations. And if there is deen in our homes, if there is that piety in our homes, imagine what a beautiful sight. The father sees the mother waking up and going to wake the children up for salah. Imagine how the mother feels that my husband woke up and is lovingly waking the children up for salah. The whole household is buzzing. There is adhan in the house, there is Quran in the house. That is coolness to the eyes. Wallahi, there is no joy. It's impossible that you give greater, you feel greater joy when you see your child coming home with A's, or you find your child themselves is making wudu. What are you doing? It's going to be salah just now. I'm just preparing myself. Imagine that feeling. Imagine that sight. Words cannot explain. Money cannot buy that feeling. Read Surah Kahf. We read it on a Friday. Surah Al-Kahf. وَكَانَ أَبُوهُمَا صَالِحًا. Read the story of those boys. Why were those treasures saved? It was the barakah of their fathers, their parents. وَكَانَ أَبُوهُمَا صَالِحًا. If we want that our future generations are safe, then we also have to inculcate and bring Allah in our homes. How many homes we go to bed with TV, we wake up with TV. Our children go to bed with music, they wake up with music. It is happening. It is 2018. These problems are there. We need to start thinking of positive ways to start addressing this. And one of the most important ways is to be in touch, in tune with reality and with our children. We find that when we have children, and there's so much of adab and aspects, our responsibility to our family and to our children. Oh my mother, the responsibility starts from the time you are pregnant and you conceive. Time does not permit. But when the lady is pregnant, your dua, your dhikr, your tilawah of the Quran has an effect on that fetus and that developing child. When you are breastfeeding your child, the doctors will say, or the ladies will know, don't eat this food. It's bad for your child. The child is not eating it, I'm eating it. No, but you are breastfeeding. So what? No, it got an effect on the child. If that food that you eat has an effect on the stomach of the child, then don't you think the tilawah of the Quran that you make, the dhikrullah that you make when you are feeding your child, will it not have a spiritual effect on the child? So we have a responsibility from the time we conceive, when our children are born. And then, home has to be a place where the children feel safe. Our children must be able to come up to us and tell us of their problems. Because if they don't come to us, they will go to their friends who will give them the wrong advice. So we must create avenues. And then it comes down to us as a society and as a family unit, as an ummah. We are one family, like one body. If one part of the body feels pain, the rest of the body feels pain. If one segment of society has got difficulty, we should feel that pain. If one of my family members has got difficulty, I should feel that pain. If my brother or sister's children have got problem, I should not say, you see, their children so rubbish and rotten. You see our house, we're so good. No, we feel that pain because we are one family. We should love each other and we should love the best for the next person. And most importantly, as we said, that give our children the knowledge of Sahaba and Nabi Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Because why? With that knowledge of who Sahaba were, who Muhammad ﷺ was, it will bring pride, it will restore honor and dignity in our children, that those are our heroes. Those are our role models. And inshallah, if we can give them some of these points of muhabba and love, of tilawah of Quran in our homes, of some casual loving feeling in our homes, of discussion where we listen to them, we take their opinion, we do mashwara with our children, you will be surprised at how intelligent they are. If you are deciding to go for a picnic, call your son, call your daughter. Say, see, tomorrow we're deciding to go for a picnic. Where should we go? That's just a kid. Why should? No. From now, teach them, let them feel that mom and dad value my opinion. So tomorrow they want to speak, they want to say something, they will come to you. And oh, my mother in the house, when you are cooking, let your children know. Call them and tell them you are making dua while you are cooking. You are saying Bismillah while you are cooking. Because why? They should know that the food we are preparing for them, for the family, this is part of ibadah. It is part of my love for you as a family that I am doing this. And I am doing it taking the name of Allah. Before we eat, we teach them the du'as. When they're going into the bathroom, toilet, in, out, which foot? When they enter the home to say salam and things like that. These are important aspects. Don't think they are small things. It is great in the eyes of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala grant us the understanding. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala forgive us and protect our children, inshallah. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala make our children the coolness to our eyes. I leave you with something of Hassan Basri rahimahullah. Somebody asked him, what is the secret to your piety? You are such a pious person, what is the secret? He said, number one, I realize that risk and sustenance cannot be taken away by anybody. It comes from Allah. So I am always happy. Number two, he said that I know Allah is watching upon me all the time. So I am always watchful to what I do. And